I'm Bill Wilkerson, retired airline pilot with Piedmont, US Air, US Airways, and I'm working in general aviation with the FAA FAST team in North Carolina. And at the notice of just being nominated or put into contention here, I was impressed and overwhelmed. This is 5 years after retirement and the work that we're doing in general aviation. The only way I can describe this with this beautiful facility that you have here is being over the rainbow. I can't think of a better place to be at any time is at a beautiful hangar. But to be a nominee to this museum in Eastern Tennessee and being from Eastern Tennessee, I can't think of anything greater than this.
Tennessee Aviation Hall of Fame is pleased this evening to honor William A. Wilkerson, Jr. Bill Wilkerson's early interest in becoming a pilot was seeded by a book in his family's home entitled Library of Universal Knowledge. The book contained an illustrated section about flying a plane. He and his younger brother often pretended to fly together, using those illustrations as a guide. In junior high school, he did a career project on becoming a pilot and organized a neighborhood model aircraft flying club. At age 16, Bill took his first flying lesson at Knoxville's Powell Airport. The expensive flying lessons and lack of family support for something so dangerous were early obstacles, but he soloed November 27, 1964, soon after his 18th birthday, before he even had a driver's license. Wilkerson enlisted in the United States Air Force in 1966 and earned his private, commercial, instrument, multi-engine, and flight instructor ratings while stationed at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Arizona. He then became chief flight instructor at the Davis-Monthan Aero Club. He completed his service in the United States Air Force in 1970 and later returned to Knoxville and became the chief flight instructor at Powell Airport, where he first learned to fly. Bill's dream job came in 1974 when he was hired by Piedmont Airlines. In 1980, he became only the second African American to earn the rank of captain with the airline. Piedmont merged with US Air in 1989. Captain Wilkerson flew the YS-11, the Boeing 727, 737, 757, and 767. In 1996, he was promoted to flight manager of the Boeing 737 300-400 program, the largest fleet at US Air, with responsibility for over 155 aircraft and the training of more than 1,800 pilots. During the last 2.5 years of his airline career with US Airways, Captain Wilkerson flew the Airbus 330 to European destinations. He retired in November 2006 after a 32-year career as an airline pilot, his boyhood dream fulfilled. Bill Wilkerson continues to share his love for flying and his many years of experience with general aviation pilots and student pilots as an FAA safety counselor, lecturer, and flight simulation advocate to improve flight proficiency and flight safety. In January 2011, he was honored as North Carolina's Flight Instructor of the Year. For his extraordinary and enduring contributions to aviation for Tennessee, our nation, and the world, and for his service to our country, William A. Wilkerson, Jr. is honored by and inducted into the Tennessee Aviation Hall of Fame this 12th day of November 2011. Ladies and gentlemen, William A. Wilkerson, Jr.
Then I'll do it for you. All right. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. In this reading of my career, I think you can easily see that there were points along the way that I could have easily have said that I had extended over the rainbow experience in aviation from my beginning dreams. But as I look out over this audience and in this facility, in this magnificent facility, I have to say that I think that they were just little halos, because this is over the rainbow. Thank you very much. I would like to thank the members of the board of directors and the chairman and my fellow inductee and sponsor, Carol Fair, for this consideration and induction. And what I would like to put greater emphasis on is primarily that work that I accomplished with the help of so many after my retirement from the airline career. And this involved the creation of a corporation or operating business called IMC Safe Flight. And what I was hoping to do was to introduce in North Carolina through the WINGS program a concept of simulator flight training that would enable general aviation pilots to fly with a greater sense of safety. And it was primarily instituted or instigated by a report that my son shared with me. It was a FAA report called 178 Seconds to Live. And in that report it said that a non-trained pilot, non-instrument trained pilot, would enter an IMC, cloudy conditions, and in about 3 minutes they would probably lose control of the aircraft. And to try to resolve that particular issue, I thought that flight simulator training could certainly help to encourage pilots to become instrument-rated pilots to be able to avoid that particular phenomena. It is the phenomena, it is a problem. It's about the number 2 problem in aviation. The first, we're trying to figure out how to make the wing fly and control the wing. And the second was, what do you do or how do you control an airplane once you fly it into a cloud? So we're still having this problem, and I do have some members of this team in North Carolina that I've worked with, and I would like to just point out the individuals that have worked with me over the last 5 years, especially coming from the airlines back into general aviation with such great support. First, I'd like to point out the FAA program manager, Bob Sutherland, and his wife, Carolyn, at the table. Bob, please. Also, the program safety manager for North Carolina, for the North Carolina Transportation, Tom Freeman. Roy Good, retired Air Force, devoted flight instructor, promoter of simulated flight. He's joined by Jennifer Butler. Please, Roy. Leo Ruby and his wife, Kella. Leo is a businessman in the North Carolina area, now in South Carolina, a devoted flight instructor, and he was so courageous to reintroduce me to the Cessna 172, where I was able to experience flight at 60 knots again. Dick Canty, yes, and it was great. It was great. Dick Canty, insurance executive and 100% supporter of the WINGS program. I think Dick has flown to more airports in North America than I have, and probably many airline pilots. Dick Canty. May Kay Beeler, she is not able to be here, but she's a media personality, she's a flight instructor, she's a 99er, and she has worked really tirelessly to promote general aviation and also as a WINGS instructor and program person. So we'd like to just thank these individuals for assisting me in this project. And we've made some progress, we have some numbers. It's very difficult to say that you're really making great progress in any aviation safety environment, but I think that we have some impressive numbers, and anyone in the Tennessee area that would like to talk with us about it and maybe join hands in working together, we certainly would enjoy it. We have one more with Tom Freeman. We have one more tour for the remainder of this year and next year around the state again to see what we can do and try to promote greater safety. So what I would like to do is to say that I am accepting this induction on behalf of so many individuals along my career path that saw in me at times more than I saw in myself, and added that bit of encouragement, advice that have been able to move the career forward well beyond my initial dreams. After I soloed here at the Powell Airport, I was telling my mother about my plans. And I was going on about possibly becoming a mechanic and a pilot and running a little airport somewhere. And she just looked up, looked me straight in the eye and said, "Get a job. Just get a job, Skip." So if this is where this is led, then this has been really good. I'm trying to keep up with this, my edict of my mother, that to maintain a good job performance. And my mother's here with me, with us today. She just turned 90 in August. Everything is working. She just doesn't hear quite as well. Yes. She was a single parent. She put the books in our home. She read her stories in the evening. And she gave us a moral compass that have served me well throughout my career all these years. Thank you, Mom.